Lesson 7 Sounds. Let's begin by looking at the difference between sound and noise. Sometimes these words are interchangeable, but not always. A sound can be pleasant, neutral, or unpleasant, but noise is always either neutral or unpleasant. I woke up to the lovely sound of my wife playing the piano. That's pleasant. I could hear the soft sound of their voice in the other room. That's neutral. The fighting cats made horrible scream change sounds. That's unpleasant. I can't hear you. There's a lot of background noise. Could you call me back? That's neutral and a little bit unpleasant. My car is making an annoying buzzing noise whenever I turn on the AC. That's unpleasant. If a noise or sound is very strong, we can describe it as a loud sound or loud noise. And if it is really intense, then we can describe it as a deafening sound or deafening noise. On the other hand, if we can barely hear it, then it is a faint or soft sound or noise. There's also a muffled sound. When it seems that something is blocking the sound, noise that doesn't stop is called constant or incessant noise. You'll hear this tape noise if your house is close to the highway. For example, you hear the roar of traffic day and night. If you work in a factory, then you might hear the hum of machinery all day long. And if you live next door to the college student, you will probably hear music blaring as they party every night. Nature is full of noises too, such as bird chirping and dog barking. If you sit near the ocean, you can listen to the wave crashing. When you are in a remote, deserted area, you might hear the wind whistling through the streets. And if there's a storm, you'll hear a rumble of thunder, or be scared by a sudden thunderclap. Now let's talk about the absence of sound. There's a difference between the words quiet and silent. Quiet means that there is very little noise, whereas silence means there is no noise at all. You can emphasize the totality of the silence by saying that it was absolutely, completely, or perfectly silent. When it begins to be silent, you can say that silence descended or fell. And then when a noise interrupts the silence, it breaks or shatters the silence. It's also common to use collocations to give an emotion tone to the quiet or silence. Example, the kids were oddly quiet, strangely quiet, or uncharacteristically quiet. The fact that it is quiet is unusual. not normal. Thank you for listening.